My name is Heather Campbell. I'm applying for the Service District Educator position. I was a manager at Ulta 417 in Fayetteville, Arkansas. I've been teaching for the past 4.5 years. I've been trained in color, cutting, and texture. More into texture for sure, with perms and relaxers, feed-in braids, box braids, styling, all of that. I really think that knowledge is power, and that's what gives us the confidence to be successful within our careers. And I'm just excited for the opportunity to teach a more mature learner and move on past the school side and be able to work with people that are already in the field. Thanks for your consideration. Your hair, and then probably avoid where your extensions are, but still have the coverage through it, okay?
Okay.
Okay. So I have Heaven in my chair, and Heaven has, she has very fine hair, and it's not super dense. So we are gonna touch up her new growth. She also has extensions in, so we're gonna be really mindful of that. But we're gonna use the Chromatics by Redken. I love this one because it's ammonia free, and it just has a lot of shine to it and a lot of conditioning agents. It also is really mess free and drip free. So we're gonna use a 9AB with 20 volume with their developer just to get deposit and lift out of it. Should give us a really nice neutral base to blend in with her highlights as well. Gucci. So we started with 4 standard sections, the 4 quads. And it was kind of like a loose interpretation of clean sectioning just because of your extensions. They're all shattered throughout. So just to be cautious of those, because we know the hair is not cheap, we just kind of are working around them. I'm still taking 1/4 inch sections the best that I can with your hair there. We just really want to make sure that we get your hair saturated so that it can lift and blend with the hair that you have also. So I start by outlining each section, each segment. And then I'm gonna start at the bottom, working up, just because her hair is long enough that it'll get in her way if we start at the top, moving down. If it was shorter, I might start at the top, moving down, just because of efficiency, but we can still move pretty quick this way. So I'm just being really gentle about getting through the sections, making sure to keep it as clean as I can. And then after we have all of this applied, we'll go back in and do a little bit of feathering. The extensions that you have in are a little bit lighter at the bottom, so the color that we're using is going to do a good job of neutralizing what you already have and just helping them blend in a little bit more seamlessly. So once our extensions grow out, we will take them out, and then we'll touch up her color, and then we'll just refresh them and put them back in until they don't want to be used anymore. Once this is applied, we did a 1-to-1 ratio, and once it's applied and we're finished with that, we'll process for 35 minutes, and then we'll rinse. One pulled, are you okay?
Okay.
Okay. Are you tender?
Nope.
I didn't think so. I haven't turned all the way, I'm pretty sure. Okay, so we just got done rinsing out Heaven's color. I'm gonna go ahead and apply our products now. So I've detangled, and the first product I'm gonna use is the Pillow Proof Blow Dry Express Primer. So I'm gonna spray this all throughout. You wanna shake it really well first. And I don't wanna apply it too generously just because of her fine, silky hair that we talked about earlier. But I like to start at the bottom, working up. So this is going on her hair and her extensions. Just a little extra love right by the face where it gets a little extra heat. This one also protects up to 450 degrees, which is why I love it so much. Because with extensions, you're not gonna be washing it quite as often, so you're gonna be styling it with hot tools more often, and that just kind of helps protect it throughout that wear. The next thing I'm gonna use is Align. It's a smoothing protective cream. It's like a lotion. I'm gonna start with about a nickel size amount, move it through my hands. And what this does is it helps reduce frizz and creates a more polished finish. And this is focused on her extensions. So her extensions are a lot thicker than her hair. And so this will just kind of tame them down to blend in nicely together. So most of her hair is living at the top to cover the extensions. For that, I have the thickening lotion. This is just gonna plump up the strands. And I'm gonna start with less than a nickel size, a little bit more than a dime size. You can't really see it because it's clear. But I'm also gonna spread that between my hands. And I don't wanna go in starting right at the top. If I do that, especially if I'm unfamiliar with a product, it's gonna look kind of greasy. So this kind of protects me from that. So I'm just bringing that through her hair. It doesn't hurt if it gets on the extensions, but that's not its main job. And then I have a little bit left over, and her hair is at the bottom around the hairline also. So I'm focusing in that area as well. So before I blow dry, I'm gonna go ahead and run my wet brush through it. We're using the wet brush again because of the extensions, just to make sure everything's evenly distributed. So after this step, I'm gonna blow dry. I'm gonna kind of pre-dry the base and the mids first with my hands more than anything, just because of her extensions being tapered. We don't wanna snag her hair with a brush. It's just so thickened up from that lotion also, and putting fresh highlights in it. You definitely won't have to wash it too soon. You're welcome. Okay, so we're finishing up curling Heaven's hair. Super happy with the color. And after we use this, we're gonna spray it with some dry texture spray. So we're just letting all of that cool first. I'm gonna use the triple dry hairspray. It's really versatile. It's gonna give like a light, airy texture, just looking kind of undone. This is all cool in the back, so I'm gonna lift and spray from about 8 to 10 inches away. This side's already cool. Lifting it helps it get into like all the area in between the hair. That smells so good. And then after this, I could do a couple things. I could use a detangling comb, or I could use my hands and just kind of run through. I could even use a brush if I wanted to brush out the curls even more. But with our extensions, we just want to be super gentle. It gives it enough of a grit that it'll hold the style. And I really like the way the thickening lotion worked on your hair, just to help it blend in with the rest of it. Super pretty. And that is it.